The route of the Exe Valley Way starts in the south at Starcross, up through Topsham, Exeter, up to Bickley, through Tiverton, through Bampton, Exbridge, Dulverton and out onto the wilds of Exmoor. The second section starts at Topsham and we stay on the east bank of the River Exe until around here, and then we come back and join the marked trail of the Exe Valley Way up into Exeter, around the Quay, up here, and then along this bit busy road, and this section we stop there just as we're leaving Exeter. This is Topsham, and we're looking at the River Exe as it flows down to the sea at Exmouth. And if we pan round, that's the direction we're walking up towards Exeter and towards the source of the river. Here at Topsham there is a ferry that crosses the River Exe, but not when it's low tide, which is what we are now. An interesting design of house. High up on the curved arch is a coat of arms, and on the wall we learn that this was the house where Sir William Webb Follett, Attorney General, was born. 1798-1845. Just as we leave the town of Topsham, we find ourselves back on the banks of the river. We're heading up this way. You may be able to see in the distance a motorway bridge. That's the M5. Bit of background noise from it. We'll be passing under that shortly. The river, which is tidal here, you will notice is very low. It's low tide. At the very highest of tides, this path along the river banks is not passable, but only at the highest of tides. Almost all the day you can get along. We're passing a boatyard on our right. We're walking for a short distance along this very quiet country lane. Not seeing any traffic at all. We're just coming up to a short section of busy road we have to walk along, but you can see the bridge down there where the road goes over the River Exe. We just have to walk 200 yards down this main road before we turn off again. We saw the bridge from a distance. Now we're on that bridge, looking at the River Exe up towards Exeter. Alongside the river at this point is the Exeter Canal, and we're going to be walking up on the left-hand side bank of the canal. There are a number of paths you can take at this point, but we're going to follow the canal. At 2.7 miles we come to a place called Double Locks. You can see the lock gates there, and on the other side of the canal is a very popular pub. On a summer's evening there will be hundreds of people enjoying the gardens. I've never been sure why it's called Double Locks, plural, because there is actually only one lock here. It's double because of the width. Ahead of us is a swing bridge over the canal. We're going to use that and cross over to the other side of the canal. We're almost at the end of the canal where it rejoins the river at the Exeter Quayside. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Over here we have a flood relief channel. This is used when the river becomes exceedingly high. All the water comes off the moors and has caused severe flooding in this area. Then this relief channel disperses much of the water. This is the quayside at Exeter, just 4 miles from Topsham, and on both sides there are cafes and other shops. If you're planning on visiting the city of Exeter, and I do recommend it, this is where you leave the path and head up the hill. I'll include some shots of one or two of the features of the city. Exeter's jewel is the magnificent cathedral. Now this is certainly worth a visit. At various points around the city you can see the Roman wall. This was built in about the year 200 AD, 1800 years old, obviously repaired over those years, but the line of it is still easy to make out. This is the magnificent Guildhall in the High Street, and one of my favourites is this iron bridge built in 1834 and still carries traffic today. We're passing under two bridges. These are the Exe bridges, well known for being a famous traffic jam for most of the time. You'll see here that the river has been widened and deepened with high banks on both sides. This is all part of the flood relief scheme. In previous years there has been severe flooding in the houses in St Thomas nearby. We're still on the outskirts of Exeter, and the river goes over a number of weirs at this point. And because of the fall of the river, there were a number of leats built which diverted the river to drive water wheels on various mills that once existed alongside the river here. They no longer exist. And at this point we follow the path high on the bank here. On our left is one of the flood relief channels. On our right, behind the trees here, is the river. Well, we're reaching the end of this path and we now have to turn right, go inland a little bit and then follow a road for the next mile or so. Probably the least favourite part of this walk. River Exe is still flowing beneath this road. Very peaceful looking at this stage. This is Red Cow level crossing. Just up there is Exeter St David's railway station. Well, we've completed 6 miles from Topsham. This is part of the dreary, busy road walking section on the outskirts of Exeter, between St David's and Cowley Bridge. I'm going to give it a break there and pick up from this point on my next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Till the next time.